Oh my god. We finally have some actual news on the Mario movie now. Since having been over a year since that, frankly, fever dreamish cast reveal, we have been kept in the dark about this film for a long while. But news just started coming down at us all at once this past week, and I really want to talk about it. First of all, I just want to say how much this movie means to me. I have been a huge Mario fan for all of my life. The series has been there for me since I was a kid. It's very dear to my heart, and I'm pretty much speechless when talking about how much the series means to me, as I truly don't have the words. And when they announced that a feature-length film was in production, I was so excited. But also extremely worried that the studio making the project, Illumination, wasn't gonna do the series justice, as they kind of have a reputation for making films with unlikable and annoying characters, poor humor, and a priority in marketing with licensing random pop songs and making ads that appeal to younger audiences. But with Nintendo overseeing the film's production, most notably Mario's creator himself, Shigeru Miyamoto, I was confident that they weren't going to let this movie go that direction. Also, this may sound weird, but the Sonic movies actually helped with my optimism towards the Mario movie. Seeing how that went from a joke on the internet to something that people genuinely enjoyed and had a lot of care and passion put into it, it made me hope that the same thing would happen with my plumber boy. So there's just a little bit of background there. And now that we finally have a teaser, poster, and more info, I really want to talk about, analyze, and predict what this movie will be like, with me being the big Mario nerd that I am. This is genuinely the most excited I've ever been for a movie. Oh, and before I forget, I actually live reacted to the teaser with some friends. So if you want to see my unending joy of the movie being not terrible, the link will be in the description. Anyways, let's get into it. Before we get into the teaser, I want to talk about this amazing poster we got a couple days before the direct dropped. Okay, wow, this looks absolutely incredible. The visuals are astonishing, the world looks so vibrant and colorful, and everything around just feels so Mario and video gamey, and it's just perfect. The models look incredible. Granted, we didn't get to see Mario's face, but he was looking pretty good. The Toad Town looks so full of life with different shots. The hillside with all the platforming made the world feel more surreal instead of grounded. And Peach's castle looming over the village was just a perfect way to set the stage of this place. There is just so much going on here. There is no way I can point out every little thing. And plus, I just really want to talk about the teaser now, so let's get into that. I'll go over the scenes, the 2 that we got, 3 technically, and say my thoughts about them as we go, and then I'll say my other more general thoughts after, as well as some predictions. Okay, so the teaser starts with this immaculate shot of Bowser's ship? Fortress? Whatever it is, invading the city in the Snowville or whatever it's called. God, this whole scene is so badass. Remember, this came from the guys who'd made the Despicable Me movies, and directed by the guy who made Teen Titans Go. Here we get our introduction to Kamek, who sounds fine. Kevin Michael Richardson does a pretty good job. Kind of wish this voice was a higher pitch, but I'm not mad at it or anything. It's still a fine portrayal. And then, there he is, my boy Bowser, introduced in this raw as hell shot. Like, seriously, I don't have a lot to say other than this shot looks so cool, man. And then we finally get to hear the glorious Jack Black as Bowser, and he sounds great. Of course, it's pretty much impossible for Jack Black to do a bad job, but still, it's deep enough to where you can hear Bowser in it, but also you can hear Jack himself and even Poe in him. Part of me wishes it was slightly deeper, but I don't care, it's still amazing from what we got. I also love how Bowser isn't just a comedical, cartoonish villain. The way he has his army structured, his fortress, and actions make him feel like he's a genuine threat to the protagonist and world of this story. I'm really glad of how they portrayed him. And speaking of his army, I love that they give the Koopas a bit more character here other than just being placeholder enemies. For example, this one looks kind of nervous and confused with the way he looks around and takes a breath before turning. This one is clearly scared of Bowser, furthering the King Koopa's threatening prowess. And this one wears an eye patch not because he needs to, but just to make him look cooler as he takes it off when another gets shot by a snowball. That's just some nice attention to detail that I hope they stick with for the entire flick. And then we get to see the inhabitants of the city. Penguins! Penguins are my favorite animal, let's go! I really like their designs despite them looking like Pablo from the Backyardigans. And the actor for the King Penguin, Carrie Payton, did a great job with him. He sounds so regal and intimidating despite being a 2-foot tall penguin. I just love how it builds the world of this place. It's not just a setting where the characters are, it's a world filled with different people and kingdoms, and I love how it furthers that. I like the scene where they attack Bowser with snowballs and he just stands there not even fazed. Not only is it a pretty funny gag, but also highlights how much more imposing Bowser is to the rest of the worlds. And like with that other shot earlier, Bowser burning down the whole city is just so cool, man. I'm at a loss for words here, honestly. I just love it. And this part closes with Bowser obtaining the Power Star. Overall, this part easily was what got me into realizing how much care was really put into this movie. It went so hard, so raw, I just loved it. Of course, after Bowser says, "Who can stop me?" we finally see Mario getting spat out of a warp pipe, and this was the moment we have all been waiting for this whole time. Chris Pratt's Mario voice. The reveal of it was so out of left field, so crazy, it shook the internet. Some were mad, others were okay with it, and this was the part where everyone was going to find out how well Chris did. So, what did I think? It's fine. Yeah, I think I might be the only person to not have any strong opinions here. Would I have preferred Martinet? Absolutely. The guy is so iconic, and not having him be the main lead was really disappointing. But am I mad that Chris was cast here? Gonna be honest, not really. Mario's voice isn't something that was made to speak for long periods of time, and although I'm sure Charles could have given something that would have fit, I can kind of see why they went with Chris. Now, the voice he had in the trailer was practically just his normal voice with the slightest hint of a Boston/New York accent. Part of me wishes it was a bit more Italian, but it's fine. And also the voice we heard probably won't even be the final one. Retakes happen all the time, and it's kind of hard to judge it from just 2 lines. I'll need to see the next trailer in order to make my full thoughts. However, I think people are being too upset about this. I've seen people insulting Pratt mercilessly, and even petitioning to get him fired. Like, Jesus Christ, guys, calm the hell down. And when he said he spent so many hours stomping Koopas in the arcade game, people started dissing him because you can't stomp Koopas in that game. Like, you guys are honestly just being petty at this point. Not everyone is going to remember every single detail of a multimedia franchise that has been around for nearly 40 years. Not everyone is a massive Mario fan like me or your favorite socially inept Nintendo YouTuber. Look, I'm sad that Martinet didn't voice Mario 2, but going this far over something that isn't that important is honestly just childish. Okay, that's a rant over now. I just want to say one more thing before moving on. And that is that I think the voice fits the model. I'll talk about the model itself in just a minute, but remember when Ben Schwartz was cast as Sonic? I would have preferred if Roger Craig Smith himself voiced him, but honestly, Roger's Sonic voice coming out of the movie model wouldn't really fit in my opinion. And the type of character that movie Sonic is compared to his game counterpart makes Ben's voice fit better. Now granted, that situation with Mario is different from his, as Martinet's voice could fit well with this model in my opinion. I was just saying my thoughts on it. Okay, that's enough on Pratt for now. Let's talk about the model. It's really good. I think the angle or something might have an effect on it, as admittedly he looks kinda off in this shot here. Like, his cheeks are just way too exaggerated. But in other shots, he looks nearly identical to the games. And the textures, oh my god, the textures. Seeing a Mario model this high quality, with highly detailed clothes, individual hairs, and a very expressive face makes this model look so good. After that, we see Toad for the first time, and Keegan-Michael Key did a great job, I gotta say. Toad's regular voice would have been nightmares to listen to for an hour and a half, so I'm very happy with what we got. And the way he's portrayed make him seem like he's gonna be a really fun character for Mario to interact with. I can't wait to see him in his full. And then we get this absolutely gorgeous shot of the kingdom. Golly, I mean, just look at this. There is so much going on here. From all the hillsides, floating islands, Toad Town, and Princess Peach's castle. One of my favorite things from this trailer is that it made it feel like a Mario movie. As much as I adore the first Sonic movie, it didn't really feel like a Sonic movie, if you know what I mean. Of course, that would be fixed with the second movie, and the first is still extremely good, but you could have replaced Sonic with another character, replaced Eggman with another villain, and it would be hard to tell that it was originally supposed to be a movie about Sonic. But here, everything looks so vibrant and colorful. There are so many Mario items and set pieces here, like the Power Star, Warp Pipe, and mushrooms. This feels like the Mushroom Kingdom. This feels like a place where Mario characters reside. This just makes me happy, man. And you wanna know what else makes me happy? Luigi, that's what. Kind of sad we only got like a 5-second clip of him, but the model looks good. Charlie Day sounds fantastic despite what little we got of him, and the Drybone Army looks so cool. Not only are their designs great, but I also love the fear factor they bring in. And that's the teaser. Very short, yes, but oh my god, what we got made me so happy. The fact that they didn't boggle it down with stereotypical kid movie cliches and jokes, the fact that it looks like the voice actors had a ton of fun being in this movie, and the fact that it feels like the animators and team put genuine care and effort brings me so much joy. I legitimately almost cried during it, which again, you can see my live reaction in the description, shameless plug over. It just lifts my spirits that the movie about my childhood hero and my favorite franchise of all time looks so good. Hell, I would have been happy if this movie was just mediocre, but it actually looks great. And heck, this movie even comes out near my birthday, and I couldn't have asked for a better birthday present, I'll tell you that much. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is the inevitable comparisons to the Sonic movie. People are gonna treat one like trash, and treat the other like a messiah. Sure, it's inevitable, but I am really hoping that it doesn't happen. Unfortunately, it's already starting to look like a war zone on my Twitter feed, so I only imagine it's about to get a lot worse. I'm just gonna say it right now, nothing in this movie is gonna hinder my enjoyment of the Sonic movies, and I literally do not care if you try to convince me that the Mario movie will be bad. Let both be both. The only reason you're comparing them in the first place is because of their rivalry, which ended over 20 years ago, mind you. And the movies themselves are extremely different, so what's the point of comparing? Just let them be their own things and don't make it a competition. You are allowed to enjoy both, enjoy one and dislike the other, or dislike both. But anyways, now that I'm done with yet another rant, I just want to talk about some general things we saw in the trailer and talk about what I think the movie will be like. First of all, the movie just looks amazing. Everything has so much detail. Like, just look at this shot of the penguin's flipper. You can see all the individual fur, and man, it just looks good. And man, Bowser looks just incredible. I don't know if it's the lighting, but he looks so good, man. And the set pieces are littered with so much high quality textures and backgrounds. Like, look at this and tell me it doesn't look absolutely incredible. Also, I really gotta give a shout out to the use of color. Not just for vibrance, but for other things as well. Like this one shot here of Bowser standing in front of the penguins. I really like the contrast between the cool blue and the harsh red of the two armies. And man, the animation, oh my god, it's immaculate. Illumination, give the animators that worked on this a raise. And if you already gave them a raise, give them another one. They deserve it. The way the characters move, as well as the expression work, make me so happy. We've never seen these characters look this expressive before. It's just great to see them have so much character in these few shots. And I cannot wait to hear the score. There have been a lot of news articles saying that the OST will include a ton of themes from the video games, which makes me very happy as well. God, I'm just really happy, aren't I? I'm really hoping to see stuff like Bowser's theme from 64, Good Egg Galaxy, and Jump Up Superstar. And heck, if we can get some Mario cartoons references in there, that would be great. And apparently Jack Black said that Bowser will sing in the movie, which is not only hype as hell, but may also confirm that the movie is a musical like people have been saying. Kinda mixed on this, as apparently there was a leak saying that there would be a song about plumbing, which is just no. If the music can be catchy and we are able to get something like the lyrical songs from other Mario games, then I am all for it. And now, before I close the video, I want to talk about some predictions and hopes for this film. Starting off with some predictions. I believe that the opening scene will be the first thing we saw in the trailer. It just seems like a good way to set tension and plot for the movie. Not only does it establish the main villain, but also his motive and what drives and starts the plot. I do think that we will see some of New Dock City. Well, hopefully it's that and not some random in real life place. This is where we will see Foreman Spike and maybe Donkey Kong? We'll have to see. Given how it looks like Toad is going to be Mario's companion here, it's looking like the brothers will be separate most of the flick, which is disappointing, sure, but Toad has already been established as a fun character here, and it's going to be cool seeing Luigi build up his courage through the movie and look for his bro. Bowser will most likely kidnap Peach. I mean, that happens in basically every Mario, well, thing. So that'll also drive the plot. And finally, I'm expecting the Power Star or another power-up to come into play during the inevitable epic final battle between Mario and Bowser. Kind of like what happened with both Sonic movies. And now, I'd like to end this video with some general hopes for this movie. I'm really hoping we get to see some more of the Mario cast than what was already confirmed. Characters like Yoshi, Bowser Jr., Diddy Kong, Wario, Waluigi, Pauline, Daisy, Rosalina, Petey Piranha, and King Boo would be so cool to see in this movie. Although King Boo would probably be saved for that rumored Luigi's Mansion movie, which better happen, I swear to God. Also, on topic of characters, I really hope they don't just use the basic Mario enemies like Goombas, Koopas, Cheep Cheeps, and Piranha Plants. I really hope we see a bigger variety of enemies like Spike, Bully, Pokey, Lakitu, Loopers, and even Ninjas. So, my buddy Capsirus mentioned this next one while we were on call together. So, in that leak I was talking about, the final battle is going to have Bowser chasing Mario and Luigi through different pipes. And during that, we could have some references to other Mario games with some animation changes. Like, for example, you could have a pixel world, a 64-bit world, maybe even a live-action world where Bowser is Jack Black made to look like the Bowser from the first movie. Oh god, the first movie. That could be a really cool scene. And finally, I'm really hoping we get to see a lot of power-ups be utilized here. Stuff like the Super Mushroom, Fire Flowers, and Invincibility Star are obvious, but I also really want to see stuff like the Ice Flower, Propeller Suit, and heck, since we got a whole penguin world, maybe we would get the penguin suit? Just some wishful thinking there. Well, I think that's all I have to say now. I am so excited for this movie to drop. It's very important to me. I'm really hoping that Illumination doesn't screw this up. Hope they don't throw in random pop songs or bad jokes or anything. I just want this film to have the same kind of energy it has here. comedical and cartoonish, but also epic and intense. Guess we'll just have to see. Anyways, that's about all I got here. If you want to, go check out some of my other videos, like my aforementioned trailer reaction, and also my reviews for Death Battle episodes. I'd really appreciate it. And as previously mentioned, go check out my good friend Capsirus on YouTube and Twitter. I think he might be doing his own video on this trailer, and if he does, I'll have it linked in the description when it's out. Okay, that's the most I've ever gotten out of 2 minutes of footage, and also heads up, I will be doing these when more trailers and stuff releases, so just a little warning for that. Anyways, my fingers are hurting for writing this script, so I'm just gonna leave it here. See you guys in the next video, which will most likely be when SpongeBob vs. Aquaman releases.
That is but a taste of our fury. Do you yield? I do not.